What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast presented by our damn selves. Episodes 204.
Yep.
204. And what an episode. You thought last week was controversial? No. No. Last week wasn't shit compared to what we're going to get to this week. I was nervous about last time. I'm definitely nervous about things, but we going to go there. Let's just start it off with the big news of the week. Derek Chauvin, guilty on all charges. Was that this past Tuesday? I don't even remember.
Yes, it was Tuesday.
It's like, yeah, I don't even remember.
It was Tuesday because I was at work. It was Tuesday, and we were like, they're about to announce. I said, I'm listening. I had it in the earbuds. Like, I'm listening. I'm streaming it right now.
I had flashbacks from two different incidents. And that I had flashbacks off for, of course, back in the 90s to the OJ verdict. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then flashback to about a decade ago to the George Zimmerman verdict. Yeah. It felt the same way watching both. Like he was watching, waiting to see. Like, of course, they take their sweet time announcing. It's like both of those. It's like you watch that like an hour. It's okay. The verdict, the jury's come to a verdict. Like, why are we still waiting and announce the shit?
It's going to be announced at 3:30. It didn't get announced till like 3:45, 3:50.
Mm-hmm. That's what it did. It was just like with OJ and with Zimmerman. It was the same thing. It's right. And guilty on all charges. Second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter. The second-degree murder charge carries a maximum of 40 years. His sentencing is June 16th. Rest in peace to Tupac's birthday. So that's quite the funny shit is what a lot of people were saying. Like, what if his sentence date was Juneteenth? Because it's right around. I was like, wouldn't that They probably said like too much, like push it up a couple days, but it still worked out because it's Pac's birthday and
Pac's birthday. So we
community,
yeah.
So
we definitely do for Pac's birthday, yeah.
So June 16th is when you find out how much time because he's getting time. We'll find out how much. So
his reaction though to like when they read, it's like he was legit shook. Like it's like he was like because he was looking his face like you could tell his face got paler and white, his eyes like got wide. He was like, they said guilty.
Have you found the jury's reached a verdict in the charge of second degree in the murder in the second degree? We find the defendant guilty.
In the charge of third degree, we find the defendant guilty. His eyes was like he was looking around like what? Like
so I didn't watch the trial, but I did. I know enough just from headlines. Yeah, you get enough just from the headlines. Mm-hmm. Prosecution pretty much presented as just like believe your eyes is what they were saying.
They did their job.
They did their job. The defense thought they had created enough doubt because that's the defense's job to create doubt. It's like could have died from the knee on the neck, or like he was high on this. The drugs could have killed him, or like it's like they trying to because you're not trying to prove that Chauvin is innocent. He's trying to create enough doubt so the jury is
create this much doubt.
Maybe it wasn't the knee that directly led to it. It could have been he was high as fuck on that shit. Like maybe that causes that. Like you're trying to create enough, but the jury wasn't going for that.
That was a hot mess. Anybody with eyes saw what happened.
That's what they said during closing arguments. That's what the prosecution pretty much presented. It's like you don't have to believe us, believe your own eyes.
Believe your own eyes, exactly.
Just believe your own eyes.
I saw that video.
Like the video speaks for itself, so you ain't got to listen to shit I'm saying. Just believe your own eyes. That's what they pretty much presented in the closing arguments.
But that shows the cockiness of him is that he didn't try to take a plea deal. Like he thought he could beat it. He really thought that he was going to beat this. You could tell he really thought he was.
Want to make a joke right now. His lawyer is probably like Jim Carrey's character in Liar Liar. How he hyped up Jennifer Tilly, like his lawyer is probably like that. Oh, you're the victim, yeah.
You're the victim. And if Tina did, she would still be rolling on the river and saying, "Put some more steak on it." Like what? He probably did hype him up like that.
Probably hyped him up as like, "You're the victim," yeah.
Because my thing is,
the whole world is hating you for just doing your job. Yeah, you're the real victim. And that shows like, yeah.
My whole thing
not guilty. Like it's probably
it's a whole video. If it wasn't a video of that, then you may have been able
that's just the cell phone cam that the whole world saw. They're not even mentioning the fucking body cam video that they also showed the jury. So they saw two videos. They saw the cell phone video that went viral that caused all of this. And then they showed them the body cam. It's like, so they saw all of that. The jury saw all of that. Yeah.
And you thought you were going to beat that. With all that video evidence, you thought somehow that you were going to, I'm going home tonight to my family. No, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to jail. Go.
What happened? Right, like he said he scribbled the lawyer's number on his hand. So because in jail, like he knew he was going straight to jail. Because when they arrested him, you could see writing on his hand. That was like that was the big conspiracy. Like, what's the writing? It's like it was his lawyer's phone number. He's like, because obviously we live in an era we don't remember motherfuckers' numbers, and you can't have a cell phone when in jail, obviously. So he wrote the number so you have his lawyer's number. Because like he's definitely gonna appeal. I don't know how well that's gonna go. Yeah, but he's gonna. You say with all the video evidence, I don't see like what good an appeal would do. I don't. But I get it. You have to go through the system. He's gonna appeal.
Try.
And the controversy, what they saying, like, which I don't she shouldn't have said what she said, but I don't see how you would create an appeal for that. Like the whole Maxine Waters controversy, you saw that, right?
I saw it. I saw a little
before the verdict was announced. She was like, "Yes, and if we don't get the verdict we want, we're going to be more confrontational." Basically saying like all hell is going to break loose, and regular motherfuckers can say that, but if you applying were you in Congress, you got to watch your words.
You got to watch your words, yeah.
Especially because I believe that jury wasn't sequestered. So then his lawyers could say like, yeah, where the jury heard Maxine Waters say that's why they put the guilty verdict. They were scared for their lives and shit. Like, yeah, that's probably gonna be one of the things they present. It's like the jury actually heard her Maxine Waters' word had them shook. So they said, "Oh, we have to find guilty, or they're gonna come after us." It's like that's why you gotta watch shit like that, especially as a politician.
And I get that you're passionate, you're emotional, but you do have to.
And she's old too, so she comes from that civil rights era and shit. So she remembers real racism.
Yeah, Auntie Maxine, yeah, she's been here a long time with us.
She's old, so she's
went through some shit. She's seen some shit being probably, I'm sure, being one of the few black faces in white spaces early on in her career. I'm sure she's faced a lot of that type of stuff. So. But you do have to be careful because everything
especially on appeal is like, because had the jury been sequestered, this wouldn't even be a problem because heard this shit. But the jury was, so like they watch, they on their phone, social media, they watching CNN and Don Lemon and all of that shit just like everybody else. So they see Maxine Waters saying, "Yeah, we coming after you and shit if we don't get the verdict." Once it's like, so they probably gonna present that during appeal to try to get him another trial, but I don't see what more evidence you could present to another jury. Exactly. Like, that would get a non-guilty verdict. I don't see it.
We need our guy's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds that we saw on camera.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. But any other thoughts about the Chauvin verdict and reaction and?
Let's see how much time he gets. Let's stop automatically getting negative and assuming, well, he's not going to stop it. Just stop, people.
Oh yeah, I definitely I've been in snooze mode on Facebook. Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah, just stop. Like, why are you being so negative? It's like, we got a guilty verdict.
Play out for like even before the verdict, motherfucker was like talking about raising, like one of my homies talking about he's gonna get his shopping list ready. It's a not guilty verdict. It's like let's let the verdict play out before you make
it's like we all let the verdict play out. All of us are a certain age in our circle. We're all of a certain age, so it's like like my ass ain't going out there. I got a family, and I ain't pleased.
Not to mention, police are still out there. Come on, you might not get shot if you're out there stealing and shit. Not to mention, this ain't like last summer where when the George Floyd riots first kicked off, a lot of people were caught off guard. I'm sure a lot of these store owners are armed now.
Armed and dangerous.
Right after they got looted last year, they probably went straight to the gun shop. So yeah, go in somebody's store and shit, you might get shot. So yeah, I would suggest don't do that shit. Because you don't know and shit, yeah.
And then the way they are.
Even if the cops are saying, like, hey, we're not doing nothing. Yeah, like, if you go in the store and you shoot, and that would definitely be justified. It's like, yeah, you come in somebody's store and they shoot you, like, they're not going to do any jail time. It's like, you tried to rob my store, so you're not going to jail. So yeah, come on. So
like the people with the AR-15s at on Stony Island.
Yeah, that home store and shit on Stony and shit. Yeah, yeah, theirs last year. And I was out there. They
ain't get looted.
I was out during the riots last summer. I saw a guy out with a fucking samurai sword on commercial.
Yeah. I thought he fist bumped him too with the samurai sword. He was like, "Hey, bro,
be careful out here, my brother." Something like that. Guarantee you they didn't fuck with his spot either and shit.
And then where Marcus works or whatever, like next door to him, the guy had his Rottweilers, had his 2 big Rottweilers outside. So
out, baby.
Had 2 huge rots out there. So yeah. But I mean, people are more prepared this year in case something happened because like they put up the cinder blocks again. People boarded up their stores again, boarded up.
Because they boarded up. They started that last week because the Adam Toledo body cam came out. And then like less than a week later, the fucking Chauvin verdict was coming up. So like all these stores was like, no, you're not getting us this time.
Fool me once.
Boarded up. They put barricades. They had like garbage trucks ready to like block the entrances. Like I don't know if you noticed those garbage trucks around every like a strip mall or something like that. It's like to like block off
like dump truck, the truck,
They had trucks like everywhere to like.
And then like in a lot of stores that I've gone, it's been more police presence. Like I'll just see a police
sitting outside,
instead of like you know, normally it's like a security guard at the door. It's like a cop at the door.
I saw sitting out. I saw police
at the door
sitting out front of Walmart. I was there. Police
so I walked in
right out front.
I walked in. Mario down say like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hi." Like I walked in. He's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Hey."
I think a lot more people would get shot if it was like some looting that went on. So my suggestion, don't do that shit.
Don't do it. Don't try this at home, kids. Like basically do not try this.
And just when you thought shit was over, now it's about to get real in this bitch right now. This is the part of the show that I've been anticipating. like a certain individual used to anticipate your call. We won't tell that joke right now. That's for another episode.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even think of the name. Hold on. My mom gathered Ma'Khia Bryant. I'm like, what's
Ma'Khia Bryant?
Yeah, from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
I want to say same day that the Chauvin verdict. Let's start there. Yeah, and then we can backtrack to some of the other shit that happened. Let's start there and shit. The Ma'Khia Bryant. Yeah.
Yeah. So 30 minutes before the verdict was announced. So the same day, literally within the hour, like I said, it was like 30 minutes before the show, but you know, everybody, okay, we're going to hear this verdict. We're going to hear this verdict. And then this happens. Right before the verdict is announced.
It's about to get real in this bitch. I'm gonna definitely get snoozed and blocked by some people after this episode, but we gonna go with it though. We gonna roll with it though. Go ahead, kid, before I give my thoughts on this shit.
So if you guys haven't seen the video,
I've seen 2 videos. I've seen the body cam video, and I have seen the security video. Like a neighbor across the street had his surveillance.
And a lot of people have cameras now because just in the world we're in now.
With the Ring cams and all that shit.
The other one.
ADT and
I know Ring is a big
Xfinity has cameras now.
Xfinity does. They do.
Cable, like you can get cameras through the same place you get your cable. You just like add security to that if you want it.
Because there's very little that can go undetected now. Basically, it's like what we're trying to say. So, like, if you present one thing one way, it may come back in a different way because it's very little. Like first of all, everybody got these. Everybody got cell phones. Then people have their.
Why we know about George Floyd to begin with because of phone, because that probably would have went unreported. But let's talk about Ma'Khia Bryant. We done with Chauvin for now.
So when this has the video, I saw.
Talk about the original headline: Police shooting kill a 15-year-old
girl.
They still is it 15 or 16? Because I saw
16, but they said 15 initially.
Yeah, so I know I said
The initial report said
15-year-old black girl. Yeah,
15-year-old black girl who called them for help.
Called the police for help, and then later, like when they started, you could tell they started the fuckery was coming around because then the story started saying, she had a knife in her hand. Yeah, she had a knife in her hand, like, but that's not all. That's not all she had in her hand. Was just just holding a knife like buttering her toast. That's not what happened. It's like, yeah.
Right. And then I'm looking
cutting up vegetables and shit. Like they presented it like that. Yeah. She had a knife in her hand. That's yeah.
Before I jumped in the store, I'm not jumping on any.
I didn't comment at all. I haven't commented until right now, really. Like,
I don't jump
my first public comments, really. So yeah, I've been sitting on this for like 5 days to like really like give my opinion.
Let it process because
let it swirl around like Chris Rock said.
Yeah. Because like each day, more stuff is coming to the story. And if you went ham the first day talking about
say her name, yeah.
And then you got retracted.
The police, like all of this stuff, like after
you got retracted a couple of days later. Like just let all of it.
Your next accountability. We're gonna talk about his ass too. This is gonna be a wild ass story and shit. Yeah. It went all the way to the top of the NBA. That's how big this story got.
So then, okay. So I saw that. I was kind of nervous about seeing the video because it's like, I'm just tired.
I don't like watching it. I said, I had taken a break from all of these videos. Like I said, last one I really watched it for was Jacob Blake last summer.
I never saw his.
And then with this one, I decided to because after I started seeing the stills and like I wanted to know more of the story. Mm-hmm. So I said I'll break my self-imposed ban from these videos and I'm gonna watch it. Yeah.
So you can be educated and not draw.
That's because this is really has split. I won't say split, but it's like people on both sides of this.
It is.
It's like pro Ma'Khia and it's like saying, yeah, she kind of did that to herself. It's like it's two different sides to this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But let's just finish like for those that don't know, like that under a fucking rock. Yeah, like is I want me to I'll explain the body cam.
You can explain the body cam and the since you saw two different angles, so you can explain both of them. Yeah, because you saw both angles.
Body cam video, it starts with cop getting out of the car, of course.
Right.
And then he's approaching like this one young lady who's like wearing pink, holding a little dog, it looks like. Yeah. So yeah. And he's like, what happened? And then like as before she even explains, it's like these two girls come like stumbling out of the house and shit, like one with a knife, which later we learned was Ma'Khia. Like she basically shoved the one girl to the ground. Like I don't know if she stabbed her or not, but she definitely shoved her to the ground.
I don't think she was stabbed. But she was kicked by
a guy kicks her in the head, which they said was her father. I don't know or not. They said a guy does punch her in the head. Yeah. There's so much misinformation about this story. Yeah,
but they claim it was her father. I still haven't gotten.
I still don't know who the guy was. I've heard reports that it was a father. I'm not sure. And then as she like has the knife in her and a stabbing motion. Let me this is my knife, worst knife ever, a Sharpie. She's in a stabbing motion. You know, you about to shank somebody. You lean back and shit.
Yeah, we've watched Oz before. So not Oz, the TV show with the shank people.
Oz.
Yeah, not Oz.
This Oz, not this Oz.
And it always is like you get that.
Not this Oz.
Right, you get that drawback motion where you're about to
like basically about to gut the shit out of the girl in the pink with the little dog and shit. And the cops, he screams like, "Put the knife down!" He like, boom, 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 4 shots fired off like in quick succession. And basically he drops Ma'Khia.
Like I said, I don't know if did you actually see? Did they cut the video right there, or did you actually see?
I saw the full body count. Like the news ain't been showing the bullets.
Yeah, because the one I saw the TMZ version where like right before the shots, you could just hear the audio, but like they stopped the video right there when they came back, then she was already laid out.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see the bullets go to her, but I did. They stopped it. They freeze frame, and then you hear boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. It freeze frame, and then when it came back, and then like all chaos just broke out after that. Like people were screaming and crying, and the dad or whatever, it's like, "You killed my baby! You killed my baby!" I heard someone say, "You killed my baby! You killed my baby! She's a fucking child! She's a fucking child!" I heard a man's voice say that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the guy that kicked the girl in the head.
Right. So I did hear that on the video, and it looked like right after she was shot, like they tried to perform CPR. It looked like after she was shot.
Here's the thing: this whole incident, like that's why you can't talk to anybody who's never been in a fucking gunfight. That only watches movies or plays like Call of fucking Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Shit, yeah. Or Grand Theft Auto, like yeah. Shout out Maurice Evans and shit, representative and shit. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I'll say his name and shit. Yeah, but you know me. But yeah. Was I saying? Oh yeah, this whole thing, like from the time the cop got out his car to when he dropped Ma'Khia with the 4 shots was 12 seconds. The entire thing, and from the time when the girl stumbled, 8 seconds. That's not a lot of time to react to shit. It's like, yeah.
You think about like
seconds. It's like from the time when the 2 girls stumbled out to when she gets dropped. And that's not, and then it's like the 4 seconds when he gets out of his car, walking out like to talk, say what's going on. That was like 12 seconds, the whole incident. I timed it. I timed it with my phone. I timed it.
If you think of basketball terms, 12 seconds is half of a shot.
Half a shot clock.
That's half a shot clock in basketball. So that's not a lot of time.
So let's talk about how the people reacted. People were saying, you should have reacted there. Like you didn't have to shoot her. Like you didn't have to this, you didn't have to that. But I've been speaking to first, I thought I didn't when I first saw the video. I'm like, what else the cop supposed to do? She had a knife pointed at the other girl. If you don't shoot her, that girl gets stabbed possibly in the neck and shit. Yeah, because that knife was up here and shit. Yeah, and then
drew back with force and
and then had it up. She was aiming high.
Yeah, and it was with force too. It was like, you know what I'm saying. It was like, yeah.
People saying, well, why didn't and people watch, like I said, action movies, watching too much Matrix or fucking what's another, or Jackie Chan and shit and all of that bullshit. Should have kicked the knife out of her hand and shit. I saw that. I saw some assholes saying this in my timeline.
People were saying curve the bullet like Salt. Right? I mean, I saw like Wanted, curve the bullet.
So color Salt, the same thing. Like Evelyn Salt in Wanted. It's the same character.
She always was a badass. Angelina Jolie is always a badass.
Yeah, she's Laura Croft in everything she's.
Yeah, she's a badass.
But yeah, I saw somebody say kick the knife. I was like, was it Jackie Chan?
How?
Fuck, man.
So you can 8
get seconds from when the incident to the shooting, and 12 seconds when he pulls up in the car and shit. It's like it's not enough time. Our intro is probably longer than that. Yeah. It's like, well, I'm gonna time that. What's good is Ozman the Wizard and Naima. This is not another damn podcast presented by our damn selves. That's probably longer than 12 seconds. Like, our fucking intro with the little sweeper and everything. Yeah, that's probably so. In that little bit of time, you got time. And the dumbest motherfuckers I saw is you need to like gonna have like hostage negotiations. Like Robert Duvall and shit and John Q and shit like you gonna talk it down and say you talk her down. Calm down, everybody. Let's go.
Like Eddie Murphy in Metro.
Like that awful Metro and shit. Well, I go with John Q better. It's a better movie. Metro sucked. But yeah, like I saw somebody actually say that he could have talked her down. In 8 seconds, you're gonna talk somebody down. That's swinging a knife at somebody. No.
And she was already, and from what I saw, they was like, she was enraged.
Mm-hmm. And then another thing I forgot to mention, like not only did I see those 2 videos, I heard the 911 call. Have you heard that?
I haven't heard. Oh, give all that. So what happened on the security camera that the other people?
Yeah, security camera because a neighbor, like after he he heard the gunshots and he saw chaos going on. So then he realized that I got all this on video. My camera's pointed right at that. So then
he basically enemy of the state that shit. I got this all on camera, so let me see what happens.
And he turned his footage over to the authorities as well too. They released that. And then it shows, and you hear in the video where she says,
it's audio on there too.
It's audio, yeah. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like she you hear that. It's like so like that's in there. So come on, yeah, like she definitely and of course, like it's tragic to a teenager to get shot and killed, but I believe this shooting was justified, and I don't think that cop should go to jail at all or lose his job. I think it was a justified shooting. Ooh, I'm getting canceled. Like I feel the cancel culture coming onto the Oz man right now.
What about the 911 call?
911 call is which we still haven't it still hasn't been authenticated whether it's Ma'Khia or somebody else, but I'm gonna give my opinion. That said It's like, come on, Dave. Yeah, it's like she got a knife. Like, come send somebody over here. Like, basically, you hear that in there, like saying, like the caller is saying that somebody had a knife. Like, send somebody over there. So, I believe the girl in the pink was the one that called the cops. This is my opinion because if you look at how the video starts, like she's the one that's walking up to the cops when he's trying to find it. She's like trying to tell him what's going on.
What's going on, right?
That's just and she does have a cell phone in her hand. So like she's probably the one who called the police, not Ma'Khia. She probably called them on Ma'Khia. And that's nothing they said that those two girls came over there to bully her. And it was her house, like it was a foster house. And those lived at that foster house, and they were throwing a birthday party for their foster mom. That's why they were there. And then like shit gets like it turned into an art. And typically, like you said, you can speak from somebody who's worked with foster kids.
Yes.
They got a lot of emotional issues. So like they were trying to tell her to like clean her room up or something. That's where the whole argument started. They were like, yeah, we got our foster mom's coming. Oh yeah, you clean your room up. And she got enraged over that, and that's what led to the tensions escalate, and they started arguing over that, and somehow led to her pulling a knife.
But here's where I'll go, because like I said, unless you've ever worked in the system and stuff, like I know of what I speak, so don't come for me. Don't come for me, people. Like, do not come for me, because that was my job at one point. It could be like the smallest thing, like that could have just been building, and now that just took you over the edge. Fuck you! I ain't cleaning my motherfucking room.
And let's be as black folks, we're not the most tactful as time as black folks. Like they could have said, yeah, man, yeah, you need to clean your nasty ass room. Yeah, just sloppy ass. So it could have been like that. Yeah. Like we're not tactful with shit. Like, so you say something, rub somebody the wrong way sometimes. Yeah. So nasty ass. You need to clean that room up and shit. Yeah.
My thing that I want to know, like I said, now I'm putting on my hat, my former caseworker hat, because I was a caseworker, so I'm putting it on now.
The DCFS hat.
Yeah, I'm putting my DC, because like I have to view things differently. So I have like my mom's side, how I view things, and I have my DCFS side. Sometimes they don't. So like now I'm gonna put on my DCFS hat right now. Mm-hmm. I want to know more about why she was at a foster home, because
we saw her birth mother speaking. It's like, yeah, well, she was a girl and peaceful, but
and then her father.
If I was out there interviewing, I would ask, like, why was she in this home?
And then her father her father allegedly kicked the girl on the head or whatever. So she did have parents. Mm-hmm. At least, like I said, we know for certain her mom, because we saw her mom speak. The guy who they said was her father, I haven't confirmed that yet. So we know she definitely has a mom.
Spoke to the media. She definitely
a birth mom. But my thing is, I want to know, like, why was she in? I said that this is not me victim blaming. I just want to know more facts. That's what I'm trying to know, the facts, because two reasons why children end up in foster homes, whether if they're neglected by the parent, like I usually have seen that with younger children, because I've seen younger children where the parents neglected them, like where you go into the house, it's trash everywhere, it's mice running around, it's roaches, it's just a filthy house. That's neglect. That's child endangerment, because you can't have a child in that type of condition. Or the other way is I've seen children going to foster home, and this is usually with the older children, like with 10, because I had teenagers too on my caseload. So like they were in a foster home because the parent did like the lockout. They locked them out because they were problematic. They got into it with one boy I had. He held a knife on his mom, and then she had to lock him out the house. Mm-hmm. And DCFS had to come again because he held a knife and threatened his mother. So, like, I mean, I just want to know more about that story. So was it a case of, was it neglect on the parents' end, or was it a problematic thing with the, like I said, I've seen mostly like problematic.
I want to know how she ended up in the system.
Yeah, I want to know that, because especially the fact that it seemed like her mom was a loving mom. So just from like the surface that like we were presenting
kind in the videos I saw, she seemed like
she seemed like a loving mother and everything. So I just want to know more about that story. So that's why I'm not judging and not making any. I just want to know more about that.
I'm not judging Ma'Khia. Like I said, and I'll repeat for all the dummies in the back that want to cancel me. It's like, yeah, it's tragic. Like, I don't want to see a fucking teenage girl get shot to death.
Yeah, it is very tragic.
Under the circumstances, it was nothing else to do, because then people started saying, what about non-lethal force? Like, why need taser? Why need pepper sprayer? 8 seconds in a stabbing motion. And that's police like that when you're protect and serve. It's like, yeah, Because then I saw like I won't say who, but somebody close to us, since I don't want to out them. But yeah, said that basic what I've lost my train. Like she said, well, why didn't his life wasn't in danger? Like, yeah, because they said cops are justified to kill when their life, his life wasn't dead. But what about the girl in pink? That's who he was protecting, not his. It's not just.
That's my thing. So hypothetically, if he didn't react, and then the other girl was stabbed,
and let the girl get stabbed, and then you'd be like,
then you got to be coming after him saying that he didn't do his job because
you let this watch and let this girl stab this girl.
Like the ideal situation is that everybody should have been able to go home. Cooler heads should have prevailed. Everyone should have been able to go home. Nobody should have been killed that day. No one should have. But emotions ran high, tempers ran high, and unfortunately, a young life was lost. Like, it's just really sad that this girl had to lose her life. It's really sad. But from like what I've seen, like I have several friends that are in law enforcement on my timeline,
and that's where I was going next.
All my law enforcement friends, every one of my law enforcement friends has said that. And yes, they are black officers.
Day before yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine that's a cop. And he was saying that, like, I would have done the exact same thing. His exact words were that, yeah, I would have shot that girl too. Friend of mine that's a cop said that.
Yeah. And like one of my friends who, he's a cop, and he said that. He said, I saw the video. He did everything the correct way. He did nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. And he's a cop. I mean, like we said, it's not white, black. I said, let's not make it about
race. The only reason this story, which is the real issue.
All of them are black.
The real issue, let's dig deep. The real issue. We're going to deep dive. Deep dive and shit. Yeah, into this one. Yeah. The real issue is because it was a black girl and a white cop. This wouldn't even been a story. If it was just like, if everybody in there was white, we wouldn't be talking about this.
Everybody was black.
Yeah, if the cop wasn't there and the girl just stabbed her, if it was Ma'Khia and the girl, she stabbed her and there was no cop there, this story wouldn't even be a headline at all. Only reason this mess because it was a white cop, same day as the Chauvin verdict. That's the only reason we're even talking about this.
And let's stop fanning those flames. Let's stop fanning those. I think that people are like fanning those flames.
And Crump and shit. I'm calling you out, yeah.
Sean King.
Sean motherfucking King.
Fan the flames. It's like, let's stop doing that because
Mallory, let's go.
All you're doing is just like,
I just want your Cadillac endorsement. That's all.
All you're doing is just firing up people and getting people agitated, and you're trying to prepare people for a war that we ain't there. I mean, like, yes, obviously it's still a lot of fucked up shit that happens to black people. It's still racism. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not Candace Owens. I'm not saying it's not racism. It is, but let's not do this on stuff that doesn't need this. You see what I mean? Like, that doesn't need that.
Crazy shit is like, that was just a couple of days after a story that we didn't get to talk about because we had already recorded the podcast by the time. But Jaslyn Adams, right here, in Chicago, shot and killed by some thugs, is 7 years old and shit. In a McDonald's drive-thru and shit.
That story hurt us so bad because Marcus and I talked about that together.
Ariana,
that really hurt us.
That could have been Marcus and Ariana at McDonald's.
That hurt us so much. Like, us seeing that story. We have a 6-year-old. She likes going to McDonald's with her daddy.
That could have been the two of them in the drive-thru.
Like, who expects to get shot? Like, I want a Happy Meal. Who expects to get shot at a fucking drive-thru at McDonald's? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah. It is.
And the coverage of that compared to the coverage of this Ma'Khia Bryant story is like, that's why shout out Kendra G. Like, she's one of the few people in Chicago that heavily covered the Jaslyn Adams. Like, yeah.
Which is I saw her post. I saw Kendra G. Media post that. I did.
And she was the first one to report that, yeah, they got the suspect on the 290.
On 290, yeah. His dumbass was trying to jack somebody, and then police got his dumbass.
Him up and shit, yeah. I guess a justice for that guy too and shit, yeah. But yeah, if it wasn't for Jaslyn Adams and if it was just the police shooting that guy for carjacking somebody, people were saying that was unjustified. Or just people are justifying that it's because he killed Jaslyn Adams. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah,
I think they arrested someone else too. They arrested another guy too. I think that
because those suspects.
Yeah, suspects with the S. Mm-hmm. I think the guy they arrested is like 18 years old, and they were like naming like all the stuff I saw. His rap sheet was long as my arm. All the stuff they said, this guy is
the joke saying
his
rap sheet looked like a CVS receipt. That's a lot.
Thank you.
That's
we
what
his CVS receipts be this long. Thank you. But it's like just seeing all this stuff of this boy. 18 is a boy. That could be my son. Like I'm old enough to have an 18-year-old. It's like that boy could be my son. But it's like you've committed all this crime at 18 years old. But
the lack of coverage.
The lack of coverage,
especially on the national level, like. And let's talk about the biggest culprit of who definitely had to backtrack over this shit. Is going back to Ma'Khia Bryant. And I'm gonna get back to Jocelyn Adams. Is the LeBron James. Like, and I like LeBron, but you fucked up this time, Bron. It's like, yeah, you fucked up big time.
Tell, what did he do? Do tell.
You know, LeBron.
LeBron is from Cleveland. He is from Ohio, so
and he's from Akron, big on social justice. So yeah, LeBron. He's like he talks about a lot of these stories a lot. So right after the Chauvin verdict and which we all posted guilty, justice, all of that. So then LeBron tweets a picture of the cop in the Jocelyn Ma'Khia Bryant. They shot her. He says, "You're next." #accountability. He posted his pic. And of course, like the media went crazy after that shit. It's like, he saved a black life. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah. The one that I saw, I didn't see that. I saw the one where they say you're next. I saw Kim Potter saying you're next. Okay, I agree with that because she did.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about her too a little bit.
She did. I saw her.
That's the one. Circle back to her. Yeah.
That's the one I saw. You're next. LeBron, that one I agree with. Accountability.
That cop, yeah. He said you're next. And he ended up deleting the tweet, and then he said he shifted the focus to systemic racism and all of that shit, which is kind of a deflection. But it's like, of course, it's racism out there, but
that's what I said.
I'm talking about we're talking about this cop and this girl trying to stab that girl.
In this
situation, the cop was justified. This cop shot that girl for trying to stab that girl. That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about systemic racism. We're not talking about anything else right now.
And once again, like I said, we're not saying that. And like I said, for people who saying stop saying that girl did not deserve to die. Don't say that either. Like when people say she deserved it, don't do that.
It's tragic. It's sad. Yeah, I feel especially for her mom, who seems like a sweet lady. She
did not deserve it. It's like it's unfortunate. But
as I said, that's why I didn't say deserve. I said justify.
I said, but some stupid people I'm seeing because I had to snooze somebody saying that if it was my baby, it would not happen like that. I would have brought my gun. I would have shot that girl myself. And then I saw somebody get all saying that she deserved it. And when they said she deserved it, I had to snooze them. I'm like, that girl obviously did not deserve to die. What if it was your child? Like, she didn't deserve to die. Like I said, it's unfortunate. Like I said, the circumstance, it presented him a tough situation.
I said, you got 8 seconds to react.
Yeah, no-win situation.
Like I said, we're talking about half a shot clock. He had a third of a shot clock to react to that. Like from when the girl stumbled out of the house to when he fired the 4 shots off. That was 8 seconds. I timed it. I guess that's a backcourt violation. You basically got a backcourt. You got the same amount of time to bring the ball.
Basketball nerds. Yeah,
you have to reply. Yeah, to respond to what's going on. And the amount of time it takes to bring the ball up the court. Mm-hmm. So like, it's not a lot of time for those saying that. Yeah, like what about pepper spray? What about a taser? Like those a taser. First of all, you get 1 shot. Right. What if you miss and shit, and then like she still stabs the girl? Like, and tasers aren't always effective. It's like you can still get off some shots, and then taser kicks in. It's like
because somebody said that I saw somebody say on their thing they were saying I've been tasered before. They said, but when you have adrenaline rushing at you, that don't do shit. Like if you got adrenaline, you're like you can be like Hulk when you have adrenaline running through you. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like she was very enraged by the situation because. Like I said, we don't know the backstory about everything that
happened. What led up to
that. We don't know the backstory, what led to it.
And once again, the cop didn't know He didn't know.
She could have been being bullied every day since day one, since she went to that foster home. And now she's like, I ain't taking this shit no more. Mm-hmm. Fuck y'all. It could have been that situation. We don't know. Mm-hmm. We don't know the whole story.
Shoot her in the leg. Like, nah, bro. Yeah. Legs are hard to shoot. Like legs.
And legs have arteries too. Like you can hit a major artery and somebody can still
leg. What was the guy? The football, Sean Taylor, I think the football player that they robbed him. Yeah, at his house. He got shot in the leg and bled to death.
Yeah, because it's major artery. You can still die from a leg.
Like I said, the movies, like fuck the movies. Mm-hmm. Fuck Commando. Or Commando was awesome, but fuck the rest of the movies and shit. Yeah. Like movies don't know shit about firearms. Like Like once, like as a gun owner, like once you like start getting into firearms, they don't work shit like how the movie.
Like Die Hard would not have happened in real life.
Yeah, like fuck Die Hard. I like Die Hard, but fuck Die Hard and shit.
John McCain would not have been able to pull that off.
It's like movies are bullshit. Like they think like a shot in the leg is like and they just like you rip your shirt off to like show your rippling muscles, tie it around the wound, and keep fighting. Yeah, you limp it a little bit. That's not how it works. You get shot in the leg, you can bleed to death. Yeah. So like shoot her in the leg. That was, and another dumb one too is like which I'm about to really fuck people say like warning shots. There's no such thing as a warning shot. Because guess what? Bullets gotta go somewhere and shit.
Yeah.
You fire shots in the air and shit, like those bullets gotta come back down.
Come down in.
It's like
then I saw people saying, like, I don't know about that because once again, I'm not law enforcement. Somebody was saying, what about rubber bullets? Like I said, I don't know about rubber bullets.
Here's the thing. Okay.
I don't know about those either.
Well, here's the thing. You got a gun, you got a taser, now you got to carry a second gun. How many be soon you're gonna be up there like Batman with his utility belt. Like, you already got two with a gun. Yeah, like so that means because you're not gonna like once again 8 seconds, you're gonna have time to like switch the magazine out, take your reel and put in like in 8 seconds.
It's like rubber bullets. Like I said, but I don't know enough.
And you're not gonna walk around with the rubber bullets as your main weapon, only a real that shit. Yeah. So you have to switch it out or carry a third gun. It's like, you would have to do that. It's like they can say you're gonna be like Batman with a utility belt, like you're gonna have like 8 to 10 things.
Or you're gonna be like rest in peace, Isaac Hayes, and I'm gonna get you sucker with
never have enough and shit. Yeah, and then like all of them go off simultaneously.
You're gonna be like that, Mm-hmm. That's how it's gonna look. But the other thing that I want to touch on too about the whole Ma'Khia Bryant, and then what I've seen people say, and like I said, this is where I'm gonna shoot down people, no pun intended. This is where I'm gonna knock down people's theory right here. Where people say, let's stop calling the police altogether, and we going to handle our shit as a community.
Now the conversation shifted from defund the police to abolish the police. That's
to abolish, and then we just going to handle this ourselves. So pause for the cause. Okay, if we did that, if that was the case, then when we saw the cell phone, when we saw the body cam footage, all these people were outside standing around watching these girls fight.
Mm-hmm. Nobody.
All these grown ass adults standing around watching these kids fight. All these grown-ass adults. So if we do that route where we have like first of all, who in the community is going to be who's going to be the watch? Like remember on The Simpsons when Homer had his Springfield watch group or whatever.
And shit. Well, like, it was like Carl or something like that. It was like
Okay, so who's going to be the head of the Spring Shield? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Then what jurisdiction? Like what do they cover? Do they only cover like fights or
is it only
like what do they cover?
Yeah, who's gonna be in and
who's gonna be in charge? Because clearly
where are you gonna get the manpower too? Like you're not just gonna have Lenny and Carl. Like like if something's going on my block, and then something goes on like 5 blocks from
a mile away.
You're gonna have where are you gonna get the bodies to like
you gotta have a crew. You gotta have a crew, a unit. So my thing about that is all those adults that were standing outside with their phones filming, they failed that child too. They failed too because it's like if we see, especially if her dad, that was her dad out there, why are you not, like I'm pulling my child. Like if a fight is trying to sue and somebody is coming after my child, we getting the fuck out of there. I'm taking my kid and we going. We ain't doing this shit. I'm taking my baby. I'm getting my car. I'm driving. No, we ain't doing this shit. I'm taking my child and I'm gone.
A lot of people failed Ma'Khia.
A lot of people failed.
Bigger than that cop. Yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of people failed that child. And it's just unfortunate that child had to lose her life because it's just like it's unfortunate that
I'm looking at another story right now and shit. This is going to touch home to you as well too. Since we talked about LeBron and his former stomping grounds in Ohio, let's talk about another former stomping grounds in Miami. It's like this happened right now today and shit. I'm like a 3-year-old boy fatally shot at a kid's birthday party in Miami.
Oh my god!
I bet you it won't be no hashtag for him and shit because it looks like some gang bullshit. Like we don't have. It's not a police shooting yet.
And here's my thing, because I have a 3-year-old son. So here's my thing about that. Why the fuck are you shooting a child's birthday? That's a child's birthday party.
Yeah, if you're trying to get
how much you are.
Why can't you catch the person by themselves? Why?
How much beef you got against somebody? How much beef you got against them? I don't care what the situation is. You see that person with their kid, you don't open fire. Mm-hmm. Children and wives and mothers are off limits. I thought that was the law. I thought that was the code, the game code.
The code of honor. Like, yeah.
That was the code, I thought. Children, wives, and mothers are off limits. But these babies are getting shot for some dumb shit. Mm-hmm. And my thing that I've always maintained, and I will say this again, like you stupid ass people who are out here killing these babies, I think that you know how when you have life insurance and there's certain things that cost double indemnity for like you can get a double payout. I think that if you kill a child, you should get double the sentence. Like, so if your maximum that you would carry be 25, you get 50. If you kill a child, you get 50.
Adams or for Elijah LaFrance, like, yeah, it definitely should be like the penalty should be harsher. I agree.
It should be double. If you kill a baby, a 7-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, you kill a baby, a child, you should get double. Okay, normally we would give you 20 years, you're going to get 40.
And
that child didn't get to grow up, so you don't get to grow up. You don't get to live your life. They didn't get to grow up. You don't get to live your life.
And we know about we know about Ma'Khia Bryant, but are you familiar with the name of Nayara Givens? Naria, I'm pronouncing it, Nayara Givens, a 13-year-old who was stabbed like the day before it is the Ma'Khia Bryant. Nobody's talking about that though. Like, so I'm saying. You said, "Oh, a knife is not a deadly weapon." It's like 13-year-old.
I did see it. Now that you're saying it, I did see that story about that she was 13 and was stabbed. Mm-hmm.
Because people said deadly weapon. It was a knife. Yeah, 13-year-old stabbed because the cop wasn't around to like stop her from getting stabbed.
And I saw one of my friends who I used to work with, one of my old coworkers. She posted, like I said, she just said her piece. She said, as a person who was almost stabbed by another girl when I was a child, because she said that she was saved from being stabbed from a girl. When she was a girl, she was almost stabbed by another girl. Mm. But she was like, I know of what I experienced that personally, so I was almost stabbed. So
what's fucked up about the LeBron? Listen, I'm all over the place. What's wild about that is you put your foot in your mouth and shit. When OJ Simpson is saying you should have said that. I don't know if you saw OJ's video on Twitter. Hello, Twitter world. Like, OJ be posting this video.
The day when I agree with OJ
Simpson is talking about a fucking stabbing and shit. And what the fuck is really going on and shit? You shouldn't have. Yeah, she was trying to stab the girl. So, of course, OJ would definitely know about stabbing somebody. So he knows a knife is a deadly weapon and shit. So he was like, yeah, the cop had no choice, basically.
I can't.
So if I'm going to listen to anybody that knows about stabbings, it's OJ.
I can't.
Talking about, I'm just saying. But OJ said the knife is a deadly weapon. It's definitely a deadly weapon.
So now did hell just freeze over because I'm agreeing with OJ?
I saw that. I was like, yeah, if anybody knows about knives and stabbing, it'll be him and shit. Who knows a knife is a deadly weapon and shit like that.
I just say, let's stop just jumping on hashtags. Let's stop jumping on bandwagons.
Getting out, tearing shit up. Just be like, that's what I said. Well, I posted it in somebody's timeline. I forget who, but I said before y'all go out protesting and tearing up shit, watch the whole video before you respond. That's what I said about this. And that's all I said until right now on this podcast. That's all I've said publicly. So watch that video before y'all go out tearing shit up.
And I saw several people say, watch the video. There's like your view may change after you see the video. Your view may change if you see the video.
Breakfast Club, they definitely got heated over this one. It's Envy and Charlamagne. Like Envy was like on my side, Charlamagne was on the other side. So they went back and forth on the shit.
Was Angela the voice of reason? Was she kind of in the middle?
Yeah, I think she might have been off that day. I don't remember Yee being. I think she might have called off that day, but like, because Envy, like he, of course, he has a teenage daughter. So yeah, I think he got a daughter just started college, so he got a teenage daughter, and he has daughters in general. So and he was like, yeah, if that was my daughter, and I would want the cop to drop the girl for trying to stab her. And so yeah, he was talking about if his daughter was the one in the pink, is what he was. And Charlamagne was more like, yeah, but saying like this typical stuff was saying like you could have de-escalated, you could have like He wrestled a knife away, like all of that kind of shit.
And that's why I keep on saying people talk about like the
Envy's father is a retired cop too, so he was like, "Yeah, my father said the exact same thing. Like he just shot the girl to like all cops."
And that's what made me be like, when I saw all my law enforcement people, like I said, all my law enforcement friends, they're black, they're not white, they're black law enforcement. They all said the same thing. They all said the same thing.
And Charlamagne started coming off like a dumbass. I'm gonna have to shit on Charlotte a little bit. Sorry, Leonard, but I gotta shit on you a little bit. But he was then he started moving the goalpost because Envy was basically winning that argument. So then he started saying, why is it with black people is always lethal force is the only option? And he's like, you think that white cop really cared about Sarah saving that black girl's life in the pink? Yeah.
Now you're making up.
Because Envy said that is like, yeah, well, he like if he didn't kill her, he saved the other girl's life. You really think that white cop cared about that girl? It doesn't matter whether he cared or he saved her life. It's not his job to care about her. It's his job to like protect and serve. It's not his job to like love black people. His job is to protect and serve. He saved the life. That's what he did.
Somebody being like, well, teachers, they should share this meme saying, well, teachers can de-escalate situations and maybe they need the training that teachers need. They talk about how teachers have de-escalated, like taking scissors away and stop fights or whatever.
Pretty sure teachers have been shot and stabbed too.
Like, I said people think that teachers, people think everybody like Joe Clark and Lean on Me when he took the knife and he like punched Davey.
Like he had a baseball bat and shit.
They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they can call me Batman.
Crazy Joe and shit. You want to send Crazy Joe and shit? Send the actual Morgan Freeman. That's what you should send it.
So I say, you people, stop being like, let's solve the. I mean, obviously, I think that it is work that needs to be done. Yeah. Like, all police are not bad, but it is work that needs to be done. Like, if you've been doing the same system for 50, 60 years, you see how fast technology has moved. Technology, like, try to use an iPhone 3 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go use your iPhone 3G from 10 years ago.
iPhone 3G gonna work. How that gonna work? Yeah. How Windows XP gonna work right now? I'm trying to see something.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom. Put that in right now. Try to stream.
Put your computer up with Windows XP, and then try to go to YouTube and say, watch a YouTube video and say, try to go to YouTube after.
Or try to stream Disney Plus.
Well, let's try to record, do this podcast like on Windows.
Boom, boom, boom.
Let's try to record this on XP, like with
trying to see something.
Let's do that. Yeah.
You won't be able to because it's already moved past that. So that's
like, this computer, like the computer doesn't. This program won't work on your computer. We suggest you upgrade your operating system. That's what it's gonna say. Yeah, we suggest you upgrade your operating system. It won't work. It won't work. That's exactly what it's gonna say. You're gonna get an error message.
And that's why I think needs to be done. Is that I think that a lot of the practices are outdated with police.
Which gets back to the cop that shot Daunte Wright.
It's outdated. A lot of stuff is outdated.
We talked a little bit about Daunte Wright last week, which is a shooting that wasn't justified. It wasn't intentional. I believe it was an accident, but still that cop deserves to be punished.
Yeah, that's negligence.
You can't make mistakes like that when
that's negligence.
When somebody's life is on the line.
Shout out to my nurses. Like, I know a lot of nurses on my timeline. They say if I inject the wrong thing into someone's IV and they die, mm-hmm. I can't make a whoopsie. I put the wrong medicine in their IV. Mm-hmm. Now the person is dead. Whoopsie. You can't do that. You can't make mistakes. You can't say whoopsie. You can't make mistakes like that.
Why that cop was from? Was she fired? I think she quit. Yeah, like she quit and then she's been charged. Yeah, with manslaughter. And I said I would add on another charge. I think she should get charged with negligence discharge as well too. Because as a gun, if you own a gun, like and your gun just goes off like out in the street like for nothing, like you're gonna go to, even if the bullet doesn't hit anybody, you're gonna go to jail because for negligent discharge because of that.
You could have killed somebody. You
could have killed a kid. Yeah, it's like you're gonna get arrested if your gun just goes off and her gun definitely went off because she pulled the fucking wrong gun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you could tell that immediately. That's from what I've heard from the video. They said she only fired one shot.
She thought it was a taser. And then she said she freaks out immediately. Oh my God, I shot him. Oh shit. She like freaks out as soon as
mm-hmm. So that is definitely negligence right there. It's manslaughter because you didn't mean to kill him, but somebody still died. And it's negligence too because you should know between a gun and a taser. You should know.
You can't just fire off random shots. for nothing. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely negligence.
Not throwing you under the jail. Like some people like Chauvin, he needs the maximum. What he needs to get the max. Chauvin needs the max.
And I'm not saying Daunte Wright was an angel either. Like it was a warrant out for his arrest. That's why the whole thing happened. It's like, but
and that's another thing. Stop being like, well, if you just comply. It's like he reacted like, what was he, 18, 19? He was a young guy, right?
18.
So once again, if you're an 18-year-old, your mind isn't as developed as, like I said, we're older. If, like I said, like, dang, if we get caught, like, oh shit, it's like that. But kids, like, oh, I'm gonna run, because you're not thinking like that. An 18-year-old mind is not like a 30 or 40-year-old mind. You're just not gonna have that reasoning to do that. So the way he reacted would be like how typically an 18-year-old would react. You try to outrun the situation.
Mm-hmm. And the cop thought what she thought was her taser was her gun. It's like, and killed that boy.
Just negligence. Mm-hmm. All around negligence it was.
But what a week. I got nothing else. I don't know about you. Whew. I don't even drink, but I need a drink after that.
My quick rapid fire. I got to R.I.P. to Shock G, aka Humpty.
Let's talk a little bit about Shock. Yeah, rest in peace. Digital underground legend.
That hurt me because I'm like, cause I saw your post when you posted it. I was
like, they say it comes in threes, like DMX, Black Rob, and Shock, like all in the same week, pretty much.
This is too much. It's like this is like like Digital Underground. That was like my grade school. Then DMX came at the end of my high school. Then Black Rob, I was in college. So it's like, this is like my...
Digital Underground, you had Rough Riders and you had Bad Boy, like all from
Yeah, grade school, high school, college. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, like this is really bad.
Listen to a little freaks of the industry. A little bit of Do What You Like.
Shimmy, Cocoa Pop.
Same song, yeah, over there, yeah. All around the world, same song. Come on.
And of course, Humpty dance is your chance to do the hump. Hey.
And of course, I get around to Shock G put the satin on
your panties.
Listen to that one. I did a little bit of Shock G listening to Rabbit Hole.
Of course, my mom came over and I was like, about Shock G.
Shock G, he put the satin. You saw mom, he put the satin on the panty.
No, I was like, about Shock G. She was like,
I'm gonna tell her. Shock G is the one who used to put the satin on the panties. That's what
and when I told her, I was like, I said he had an alter ego called Humpty Hump, and that was his alter ego.
Yeah, that was the guy with
the Humpty. And she was like, she's like, I heard the song on the radio. He was the one who was talking about getting some, and he had a big nose, right? I was like,
he once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
When mom said that, getting some because he had a big nose.
The girl, she said, just grab him in the biscuits. He told the girl to grab him in the biscuits. That's a Humptyism. Just grab him in the biscuits. I still don't know what it means. I never called my nuts biscuits, but yeah, that's a Shock G thing, I guess. Just grab him. I'm gonna get a T-shirt. Just grab him in the biscuit.
But rest in peace to Shock G.
57 years old. Still don't know the cause of death, but rest in peace, a true legend. Now him and Pac are getting around in heaven right now. There it is. Let's wrap up Not Another Damn Podcast.
And Mortal Kombat, check it out. I enjoyed it. I don't know if y'all saw it.
I haven't watched it yet, but
check it out. I enjoyed it.
Haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
You like us? First, appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. Yeah. Hope you continue to support us, especially after some of the stuff I said on this episode. If you like, want to continue to support us, hopefully, give our Facebook fan page a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. I'm talking about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? Also, get us on YouTube, a little something like, I don't like that. Let's do the fucking point at the brain. Okay. And you get us on your Amazon Alexa devices as well. And follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio, Snapchat, and Facebook as well. You know how to get down with me.
And you can check me out, MSIMAH626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out StraightGully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out StraightGullyProductions.com.
Well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.